People look at your resume and it's just jumping all over the place. So yeah, what you're doing right now, what other options do you have? You don't have any high income skills. What do you have from a high school degree, high school diploma?
Kevin,
What do you have as a high school diploma that you, without your mouth, could go out onto the market and could command a living wage? What have you completed since high school?
honestly, Kevin, if you want to get technical, nothing. I'm trying, like, honestly, I was very unfocused. You know, I was worried about the wrong things. I wanted to go out. I wanted to be cute. Now I'm cracking in. I had to come to a realization. Everybody has a job in this world, and I'm just not meant to really. I'm meant to, and you're gonna laugh at me, but I'm meant to be my own boss. Like, I'm a people person. I'm really good with people. Like you said, this is a people's world. I'm really good with people. I'm really good at communicating, and I work hard. So what's wrong with me wanting to build my business? You don't
because you don't know anything. See,
exactly.
Excuse me. Be quiet. I let you say. Don't overtalk me. I'm gonna tell you everything wrong. What they've allowed women to do is say, everybody got jobs, and because I am a higher level mover, I don't need a job. I need to take this. No, that means you're uncooperative, undisciplined, and lack structure. And that is the one thing you need to build a consistent business that produces year over year. Structure. You have never worked in an organization over 4 years with people. You don't know how to work under a deadline, how to work on a project, how to get things done, how to follow instructions, how to not lead. You are used to just talking and getting over on the bullshit. And see, one of the major things you learn when you go work for somebody else is how to follow. You learn how organizations work. You learn how to be an effective leader and manager, because one day you will have employees. All you're used to doing is taking care of your own selfishness. You're used to doing what you do, worrying about you. That means even if you're great at what you do, people who move like you tend to be terrible bosses.
And why? Because
where do individual contributors practice people skills?
But honestly, Kevin, my people skills is on 100. Like, literally. Like, I know my people skills is literally, like, if anything, that's what saves me. You're right. Like, maybe I might not have, like, structure. And Kevin, why you gotta why everything gotta be negative from you? Why can't you get the positive?
I'm twice your age and I know more than you. And the fact of the matter, and the fact that I do, you should be listening instead of talking so much.
Kevin,
yeah, boy.
So much.
Kevin, but you're judging me and you're not letting me
No, see, and let's just say I am judging you. I'm judging you based on the fact of your ignorance. You don't know what you don't know, and when you're sitting in front of somebody who's been where you have been, sat down, had a Coke and a sandwich, you're still talking like you just discovered something. I know what you're talking about. Ma'am, this is reproducible. You can find people who are great individual contributors on the basketball court and great players who make horrible coaches.
True.
Bottom line is, ma'am, you just said it. You're a free spirit and you're worried about you and you're just out doing your thing. That means you worry about you. But when you become a boss and a leader, your goal is not what you want. You got to get your people what they want so they'll help you get what you want. But see, you learn that when you go work for somebody else, but you go pay your dues. With your generation, everybody wants to jump from being a damn student to being a leader with not doing anything in between. You haven't even done it in college. You didn't complete college. College just says a couple of things. One, that you can complete a course, that you can actually show up and do tasks. But when you quit stuff, people look at your resume and it's just jumping all over the place. So yeah, what you're doing right now, what other options do you have? You don't have any high income skills. What do you have from a high school degree, high school diploma?
Kevin.
What do you have as a high school diploma that you, without your mouth, could go out onto the market and could command a living wage?
Answer this question.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Answer this question. What job do you
I ask you a question. You don't. So, gentlemen, ladies, when they answer a question with a question, is a disingenuous deflection. When they answer a question with a question, is disingenuous and deflection. This 26-year-old woman thinks she is going to ask me, who has a resume a mile long. I don't need to justify myself to you.
Okay, so let me answer the question.
What skills do you have with a high school diploma that you could walk into a recruiter or an open job market and they would pay you what?
As far as skills on paper, I guess nothing.
Right.
Because I guess
so what does that mean? You're a minimum wage worker.
But that's the thing, though. I'm a worker. That's the thing, Kevin. I'm not a worker.
You see the reason she's not a worker, she's living how much you pay for rent?
No, God, please, no.
Thank you. See, when you live in the comfort of mommy and daddy's house, and she doesn't have to pay rent, utilities, the reality hasn't sunk in with her. She thinks she's a boss. And we got so many women out here doing this shit. And this is why so many of you young ladies are unfit for relationships, because your egos are out here and your head is out here and you're talking all this shit like you're something, and you're living in your mom and daddy's house and you've never even had to sit down and pay a bill, pay a mortgage, pay something, make deadlines, make sure that this shit stays on. You go to the refrigerator, food is there because they put it in there. The lights are on, the utilities are, everything works because they did it and it's comfortable. You live better than you can afford to live. If your mother and father were called home to glory, you have minimum wage skills.